What if I told you that a kid delivering newspapers in Omaha would grow up to turn $10,000 into hundreds of billions, becoming one of history's greatest investors? Today, we're diving deep into Warren Buffett's incredible journey and the exact strategies you can use to build your own wealth, even if you're starting with almost nothing. Warren Edward Buffett wasn't born into wealth. Growing up in Depression-era Omaha, he watched his father Howard struggle as a stockbroker when the market crashed. But instead of being scared away from investing, young Warren became fascinated by it. At just 6 years old, he was already buying 6-packs of Coca-Cola for 25 cents and selling individual bottles for a nickel each, netting a tidy profit. By age 11, Warren made his first stock purchase, buying 3 shares of Citi's Service Preferred stock at $38 per share. When the price dropped to $27, he panicked but held on. After it recovered to $40, he sold for a small profit. This early experience taught him a crucial lesson about patience that would define his entire investment philosophy. The newspaper delivery route that started it all wasn't just about earning pocket money. Warren treated it like a business, eventually managing 5 different paper routes and earning more than his teachers. He reinvested every penny, buying pinball machines and placing them in barber shops, creating passive income streams before he even understood the concept. Here's where Buffett's story takes an unexpected turn. Despite his obvious business acumen, Harvard Business School rejected his application. Devastated but undeterred, he enrolled at Columbia Business School, where he encountered the man who would change everything: Benjamin Graham, the father of value investing. Graham's teachings revolutionized Warren's approach to the stock market. Instead of speculating on price movements, Graham taught him to buy pieces of businesses trading below their intrinsic value. Warren absorbed every lesson, becoming Graham's star student and eventually working at his investment firm after graduation. The core principle Warren learned was deceptively simple: buy wonderful companies at fair prices and hold them forever. He looked for businesses with strong competitive advantages, excellent management, and predictable earnings trading at discounts to their true worth. This patient approach would become the foundation of his legendary success. In 1965, Warren took control of Berkshire Hathaway, a struggling textile company. Instead of trying to fix the dying textile business, he used it as a vehicle for acquiring other companies. This decision transformed a failing manufacturer into one of the world's most valuable conglomerates. Warren's investment strategy during these early years was methodical and disciplined. He studied companies obsessively, reading annual reports and financial statements like novels. When he found undervalued businesses, he bought large stakes and held them for decades, allowing compound interest to work its magic. The numbers tell an incredible story. Between 1965 and 2024, Berkshire Hathaway's stock price increased by over 4 million%. A single share purchased for $15 in 1965 would be worth over $600,000 today. This astronomical growth came from consistent application of value investing principles over nearly 6 decades. But Warren's success wasn't just about picking winning stocks. His greatest insight was understanding the power of compound interest, which Einstein allegedly called the 8th wonder of the world. By reinvesting dividends and letting profits accumulate, small amounts grew into enormous sums over time. The key to Warren's approach was patience and emotional discipline. While other investors panicked during market crashes, he saw opportunities to buy quality companies at bargain prices. His famous advice to be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful, became a cornerstone of contrarian investing. Warren's philanthropic journey is equally remarkable. Through the Giving Pledge, he committed to donating 99% of his wealth to charity, primarily through the Gates Foundation. This decision reflects his belief that extreme wealth should benefit society rather than create dynasties. So, what can regular investors learn from the Oracle of Omaha? First, start early and think long-term. Warren began investing as a teenager and never stopped. Time is your greatest ally when building wealth through compound growth. Second, focus on understanding businesses rather than predicting stock prices. Warren famously avoids technology companies he doesn't understand, sticking to businesses with predictable cash flows and strong competitive positions. Third, embrace market volatility as opportunity. While others panic during downturns, smart investors buy quality assets at discounted prices. Warren's biggest gains often came from purchases made during bear markets. Fourth, keep costs low. Warren consistently advocates for low-cost index funds for average investors, recognizing that high fees dramatically reduce long-term returns. Finally, live below your means and invest the difference. Warren still lives in the same modest Omaha home he bought in 1958, proving that building wealth requires discipline and patience, not flashy spending. Warren Buffett's transformation from newspaper delivery boy to investing legend proves that extraordinary wealth is achievable through consistent application of sound principles. His story demonstrates that with patience, discipline, and the right knowledge, anyone can build significant wealth over time. The Oracle's path wasn't about getting rich quick or finding secret formulas. Instead, it was about understanding fundamental business principles, maintaining emotional discipline, and letting compound interest work over decades. These timeless lessons remain as relevant today as they were when Warren first started investing over 70 years ago.